No, not trying. You were in charge of this marriage. If I watched you, I would almost guarantee you're running this marriage. I watched you guys.
What that signals to him.
That's what it signals to me. That's what it signals to any other man who would not allow that to happen in this house. You wouldn't come to my house 60 pounds overweight 2 years into it. I would give you every resource, but that weight would be gone.
Gone.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, you don't want it there. But you have no pressure. You have no consequence. You can do whatever you want. You can question him with no consequence. Okay, let's take it away from you and him. Okay, it's maybe a little too much. Maybe a little too much. Let's say that one of your examples, where you said we're going to go left, and you said, well, have you ever thought about this? If you should go right, or what about this? What about that? And what about 300 years ago? All of a sudden, you got a nice Sean Connery-like slap to your jaw.
Haven't tried new Parmesan stuffed crust? Sign in or sign up for Domino's Rewards to get one for 50% off.
And when your daddy, he said, shouldn't have questioned. There was no police. You should, no sheriff. And your mom would say, how many times did you continue to question? How many more times did you continue to question?
You wouldn't in that case.
Exactly, because there'd be a consequence. There's no consequence to you questioning your husband. There's a consequence to his manhood every time you question him. And that's what we tend to be missing. There's no consequence to you modern women. You can talk to us. You're not physically stronger than you. You don't bring any more to the table. He is outperforming you on everywhere, but you talking to him like you're bigger, stronger, and making more money. There's no consequence to it. Your poodle. I mean, have you ever seen them little poodles when they? And I'm not trying to call you a poodle, but you did the thing there. All right, so, ma'am, do you have any homegirls, or do you hang around any married women?
I do. We went to an event fairly recently, and all the women.
Are they all black?
They're all black.
Are they all dominating their husbands too?
No. We actually all just had a conversation about that, and they're all very very thin.
So you're the whole. So
I'm the big friend.
So there's always usually allowed one troublemaker in the group. You're the troublemaker. Because if my thin, compliant, fit wife could not hang out with a group of you, there could be one of you in a group, but the rest of the group would have to outweigh you. You'd have to be wrong most of the time. That's why I was just trying to understand, because if you were to tell me you have a group of friends that are like you, that would be bad. you understand what this is. It's just a matter of you gonna do. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I don't seriously. I'm joking. What's it gonna take for you to actually act right? What does he have to do before you? I mean, does he need to leave you? Does he need to threaten to divorce you? I mean, does he need to have an affair with you? What does he need to do? Does he need to do something? Because you know what it is.
No, well, the thing is, I am working on the weight part. That part I'm working on. So the reason I was asking you about, the reason I asked you about that, it was more from what is the subtext, if you will, of it. It's not the. I know from
the subtext is this. This is not a philosophical exercise. It's not a philosophical exercise. You don't get to think your way out of this. You're just supposed to do what you're supposed to do, man.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. When I said subtext, I meant like, okay, I know from an attraction standpoint that I don't look the same as I did when we met. But I mean from how does that make you feel? You know, you said it makes you feel emasculated, or it makes you feel like you're not the man because that.
How does it make you feel that you don't look the same way?
No, then not me, him. I wonder how it made him feel. That's what I wanted to know.
Well, I will be honest, you feel different. I mean, you can feel when you put hands on you when it goes into cellulite and fat, you leave fingerprint. There's a difference. We accept that, man, right after the kid. The thing is, just that's what it's like. You really care what he wants.
I really do. I do care.
See, the thing is, I don't pay attention to what people say. I pay attention to what you do.
Right.
That's all that matters. What you do. And
Okay.
if the other thin women and friends are any indication, you know it. Because you say you're working on it. I mean, I don't understand what that means.
I'm going to the gym. I was there earlier this evening.
How many days a week?
This day I went 4. If it's a great week, I'm there 4 days.
And what do you do? What workout do you do?
I usually will do cardio and weights. It just depends on the week. So it may be a week where I'm doing an AMRAP.
I've been doing this workout.
So that's fine. I haven't been consistent with it, but I know how to work out.
So it doesn't matter.
It is not mattering right now.
No, it doesn't matter. So you give me all this other subtext when you're back to back, you're really not working out.
Right.
So that was deception. That was deception.
Well, not a deception.
Yes, it was. I asked you if you're working out. Hold on, this is a live information. I talked about this the other day. I asked you if you're working out, and you said yes. And I said, how often you go 4 days a week? And the implication was that you're actually in there working consistently. At the end of the day, you're not going 4 days a week. Last week you there went 4 days, but overall, you're not really working out because you lost this weight. So you're really not working on it. That's the ultimate point. You're not working on it. Your mouth is working, but you're not working on it. The biggest thing you have to work on is the diet more than anything else.
Correct.
So I get it, man. So what I'm saying is, you talk a good game. That's why I say I don't listen to what you say. I listen to what you do. I look at what you're doing. You're not doing it. You haven't changed your diet. You're not in the gym consistently. You're not working out with a personal trainer. You're not getting after it. But your husband has to get out there and provide like a 3% man.
So let me ask you this. Just taking that question you asked me, how should I have
after this, you're going to have to pay me, man, because I don't want to know. This is enough.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know how I was supposed to answer that question when I say I'm working on it, because I have not been consistent. I did say that.
How do you answer it? Truth, I ain't doing a damn thing. But you're not. If your child came home with an F in math and said, Mama, I'm working on it, and they were putting in the kind of effort at home, that you put in the gym, they'd be working on
No, but they have to start somewhere.
it. See, this is another one. See what I said the other day? You ladies always make some excuses. This is why I say this is all right. This is not going to end well.
Oh no, I'm really
It's not going to end well, man. Because every time I say something, try to nail you down, give yourself an excuse, and I'm not your husband, so I'm just like, goddamn, you don't take any accountability for your Jesus. You got to start somewhere, lady. You had a baby 2.5 years ago. That shit should have been done after 4 months. You've had 2 years to get this done, and you haven't. So miss me. We got to start somewhere. You're running your husband. You're domineering your husband. He sounds like a nice guy, sounds like a beta male, and you know you're in charge. Beta males are waking up though. At 34 years old, it'd be a hell of a lot easier for him to find somebody who's going to cooperate and have to deal with this because you know better. I mean, really. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, man, but do you need to work for the bills to get paid?
No.
So there's absolutely no French toast reason your ass can't be at the gym getting that shit up off of you. I don't. This is why when I get frustrated, because I know where it's going to ultimately get to. Ladies will lie and maneuver, and it's bullshit. You don't respect this man.
Well, I will keep in contact, and I'll let you know how the weight loss is going.
Talk to me again. You have to pay me. He have. I don't work.
No, I'm only laughing. I was laughing because this wasn't in a life coach sentence.
Actually, it really was. I did this for content because other people can benefit from it, because I needed them to see the links to which a non-compliant woman will go to be non-compliant while feigning compliance. I got what I wanted to get out of it. You're a non-compliant woman feigning compliance, trying to figure out a better way to manipulate and get over on her beta husband. And I'm telling you, I see the shit for what it is. And if he ever decides to see it for what it is, don't be surprised if you get hit with them papers and he end up with Becky. Because you had plenty of time to get your shit together, but you just didn't respect him or value him enough to do it. But like you said at the beginning, if he hit you with papers, you would have your ass in the gym because you know you'd have to go get another job, which is a man. So miss me with the fact that you don't know. You would know real quick because there'll be a consequence.
Around here, it's not a patio, it's a patio.
Oh, I love those chairs.
This is why you got to give women consequences, gentlemen, because if you don't, no offense, ma'am, but you have children. If you don't give kids consequences, this is the kind of behavior you get. That's ridiculous. You shouldn't get that. You shouldn't have to, as a 3% man, he should not have to go through all this with his wife. You should not have to. You should be giving her the best you got. And that's sad. It's really sad.
Okay.
I don't mean, you know it is, so you know it is.
No, I don't.
You know what it's
I'm not
hidden
offended
for.
at all.
There's no reason to be offended. I don't get what you said.
Yeah.
But you're not giving. Are you giving your husband your best?
I am not.
That's all it is.
I'm definitely not.
Then I don't see how you can. There's nothing else to be said. There's nothing else to be said. If you're not giving him your best, that's it.
No, I get it. I just, again, I did not understand how that equated to leadership and cooperation and those things. I truly did not.
Let me also say something to you. And this is going to hurt a little bit. To you, maybe you don't need to understand to do what the hell you need to do just because he said so. Sometimes you just tell your kids because I said so. You don't have to keep explaining to somebody you're paying for and leading. At what point is it going to just be because I fucking said so? But you don't look at him as a leader. You don't look at him, because I guarantee you, You didn't get to question your father like this, did you?
No.
Yeah, right. And then when you're supposed to go from your father's house to him, your husband should really be your second father, not your brother. You're treating him like a brother, not your second father. You would not question your father, but you damn sure will question your brother. This is all jacked up.
Because my dad is, to this day, he says, hey, I'm not talking about it anymore. He pulls the trump card and say, hey, that's it. I'm done. I'm not talking about it anymore.
Hopefully your husband will develop that kind of backbone and y'all can get it together, because I don't...
Oh, he does too.
No, he doesn't, because if he did, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. He does it in areas where you don't care. He doesn't get to do what he wants because you've already told the truth. You question him left and right, and you're running this relationship. And like I said, you know what? You know how to comply with the people that you work with and your father. You just didn't marry a man that you respected enough. Have a good night.
This was one of the best episodes that I've reacted to.
Have a good night.
A very surgical episode, of course. What it really comes down to for women like this is they really believe that they are the prize. They believe that they are the ones that should be bowed to. They really believe that they are the ones that should be calling the shots. Because if it's not how they dreamt it in their head, it's not right. This woman has no respect for her husband. And Kevin said he was a beta. It does sound like this man is a beta, but also clearly he's successful, right? He's got his family, everything is going good, but the wife is the one that is determining what she gives to her husband. And what she's essentially saying about him is, you don't really deserve the best of me. You don't. I'm going to come in here knowing that attraction is of utmost importance. I'm going to come in here and just give you blob. She doesn't want to give him a nice body to look at. She doesn't want to go work out, take the time, maybe eat a little less, so her husband can be more attracted to her. And all of these things simply come down to discipline. So people that can't get to where they want to be in life, it all starts from discipline. She has no discipline at all. She's probably thinking he makes enough money. I've had his children already. I could work on little passion projects, and he'll just get like, I've won, I'm good now, that's it, race over. When in all reality, it's just begun. This is supposed to be the time, and even from a health perspective, right? Why do you not want to live longer? Why do you not want to be as healthy as possible? People understand that as you get older, your joints get weaker. So you should be taking the weight off of your joints, not adding to them. All of these things are clearly not important for her. So not only is she not doing it for herself or doing it for her children to be there to see them grow up and eventually start their own families, she's not even doing it for the husband that is taking care of her now, providing for her and the family, and is an attorney that goes out to business meetings and then, speak to people in public spaces. When he brings you around, you don't believe that is also a direct reflection of him and his household? He walks in there, has all his stuff together, and then he's trailing behind a woman that's built poorly. And again, this all comes from discipline. on this channel, and even with Kevin, I think the main thing is we want people to get outcomes, right? Especially the outcomes that you want. We have conversations on here. We try to, obviously level up our way of thinking. Like, the women say level up their day. We want to level up our way of thinking. We want to become smart. We want to become wiser. We want to move throughout the world with the right information and a sense of urgency. So these truths that aren't talked about need to be spoken on. And even if yourself, but do it for your husband. This is the person that picked you. This is the person that has cemented a marriage with you and wants the legacy to continue through his kids. But you have to be the best version of yourself. You're someone's wife. I know more and more that term is being diminished, but you're someone's wife. She should act like it. But spreading this message, I hope someone else can watch this video and either get motivated to start doing better or learn from this so you never get there. I think the best thing is to learn from other people's experiences so you don't have to then go through them, or you at least know what the other side of that looks like. But I want everyone to please comment your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Turn on post notifications so you will be alerted when we upload more videos just like this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Want to cover bruises? No problem. Want to cover tattoos? No problem. Want to cover veins? Nope.
Okay, so y'all know how people will be like they don't tell people that they stink because you can smell yourself. I don't believe in that shit no more, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. So 3 years ago, I had got I had got my lashes done by this girl, and after she had did my lashes, all my lashes had fell out 2 days later. So I had made a video about it. I didn't say her name in the video. I had just made a video saying how all my lashes fell out. I guess she ended up seeing the video. She got mad. She started telling everybody that I was musty, and she even had made a discount code on her site, use code musty for money off. Okay, cool. At first, I'm like, this is a fucking hater. Mind you, I'm the type of I keep deodorant in my car, all of that shit, right? Then last year, or maybe this was in 2023, I don't know, but it was either early 2024 or late 2023. I got into it with a hairstylist. The said damn near the same shit. Then, okay, so I don't know who you is. If I get a hold to that phone, I'm searching my name in your messages. If I know I'm gonna have your phone for an extended amount of time, I'm going to search my name in your messages. I don't know. I'm just a nosy ass bitch. Now I'm not gonna just pick up your phone and go through it. If you give me your phone and be like, do this on my phone or play music on my, I don't know. I'm gonna search my name. I'm not gonna go through your whole phone, but anything that says Tyler on it, TP, whatever, that's my business. You say my name. So I had one of my friends' phone one day and I searched my name. Lo and behold, another musty accusation. And I'm not gonna lie, that particular friend, I stopped talking to her for a little bit because if I'm your friend and you feel like I'm musty, clearly I did not know. No. I'm not the type of that will walk around being musty and just be like, oh, I'm musty, I don't give a clearly I did not know. So ever since then, I keep deodorant in the car. I take night showers. When I take my shower at night, I put deodorant on. When I wake up in the morning, I put deodorant on. I put perfume on at night. When I wake up again in the morning, I put perfume on. Now everybody's saying that I smell good because I was already always putting deodorant on, but now I take extra care to make sure because that is almost one of the worst allegations that you can have is that you're musty. Me to this day, and then I do smell checks too. If I'm out all day and I'm with another person, someone under smell me. Am I musty? And if I'm around somebody that's musty, I'm gonna tell them, or they stink, or any type of smell, I'm gonna tell them because they want to tell me when it was me, and that pissed me off.
Now I know you guys are probably wondering, is she serious? This is satire, but I believe she's dead ass serious in this case. But that always got me, man, how people can't smell that they stinking, especially women. Women is the worst. When you come across a woman that is beautiful, attractive, and she opens her mouth and she's got hot breath, hot funky breath, or when you get close to her, she's musty, or even worse, as you guys know, when you go to be intimate with a woman and that wind just comes out, or seafood or BB or whatever have you, it's just terrible. But a lot of you guys clap anyway. A lot of you studs are with these chicks too. Ain't up for the next part.
Okay, so y'all know how we like. Have you heard? Reading.
Sometimes your best friend be your biggest hater on the lawn. Sometimes your enemy be.
Silence the noise. Silence the noise.
I had that one viewer, and that viewer made me.
This black gunk is why you're neurotic.
You don't need a gym to lose weight anymore. Curious? Give me 4 weeks, and I'll show you how to feel stronger and shed the weight.
You start wanting better for yourself.
Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements.
Put a finger down if you had to go to your boyfriend's family reunion and you ended up having to put hands on his mama. Me. And I'm gonna look like the bad guy of me.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So I actually saw a clip of this video in the wonderful world of TikTok, and I saw enough to know that I had to bring this conversation here to react to it. So apparently this woman is going to be telling us the reason why she had to put hands on her mother-in-law. I'm gonna go ahead and press play, pause play, give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on this entire situation.
Put a finger down if you had to go to your boyfriend's family reunion and you end up having to put hands on his mama. Me. And I'm gonna look like the bad guy of me. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. We just go to this family reunion. I'm being greeted by aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody except his mom. His mom did not talk to me. And mind you, I've seen her around, like I've seen her before. We've talked briefly before, but we've never really had a sit down conversation, you know what I mean? So she don't really know me like that.
So already off rip, she's saying that, you know, obviously when she walked into the situation, she was greeted by everybody but his mom. She wasn't really getting a warm welcome. I mean, I just come from the era of, you know, that's your responsibility. Her knowing you like that, in my personal opinion, is your responsibility. That is something that's up to you. And, you know, I personally wouldn't have waited to be greeted by her. You know, when you walk into somebody's home, I just look at it as you're the guest. And so everybody was already there. It's up to you to go up to everyone and say hello and extend, like, you know, that warm embrace, whatever. But that's just my own personal opinion.
I'm just gonna tell the events to what led up to me putting my hands on her, which I did not want to do that. But the first event, this was very harmless, very easy mistake, right? So his aunt was setting the table outside, bringing all the food that was cooked outside. So she's asking me if I can help her bring stuff out. I'm like, okay, cool, fine. I got the deviled eggs. I bring them out. I'm moving stuff to make room on the table. I put the eggs down. His mom was like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that. The eggs are supposed to come out last because the eggs get cold quick. I was like, okay, whoa, calm down. It's just eggs. I can put it back inside. You don't gotta, like, she's yelling, like full on yelling, like somebody ran over her foot. Like it was that serious. And his aunt was like, yeah, she be overreacting sometimes. We all used to it, whatever, we just ignore her. I'm like, okay.
So aunt is the one who is like the person who's like the most comforting or like the family base, right? Because I come from a big family. It sounds like she's entering into a big family, and it can be intimidating off rip, especially because everybody already has their personality traits, their family, so they know this one, you know, she do too much, this one is like this one's like that. And you know, the aunt being with her and telling and including her in like, hey, can you help me set this, and the fact that this woman was willing, you know, it says that there's some kind of camaraderie. But so far, just in my personal opinion, it seems as though the mother felt like, you know, she's going around her and being cool with other people when that should be her trying to do that with her.
So then I go put the eggs back inside. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. Whatever. Next thing, we are playing this trivia game. It's really more family-based questions, not just random questions. It's like, where did who and who meet? Who is this cousin to this person? It's just random family questions, which I knew the answer to some of those because my boyfriend tells me stuff. So like I forgot the question now because I'm so heated, but the question was so simple. It was like, who is this man to this person? I was like, oh, I know. I said the answer, and she was like looking at me. She was like, no, that's actually wrong. His mama was like this. No, you're actually wrong. That's not the right answer. I don't know who this girl is thinking she know my family, but that's not the right answer.
If you use castor oil, you'll grow your hair longer. If you use argan oil, you'll decrease hair loss. If you use...
And mind you, when I said that, I got it right? And everybody was clapping like, ooh, your girl know her stuff, okay, period. I was like, okay, I know the family. And then afterwards, she was looking at me like that. She said what she said, and everybody was like, she did get the answer right. Like, what are you talking about?
What I'm confused about is, you know, you went to this family reunion event with your boyfriend, fiance, I'm not sure what he is, and, you know, you guys went to that space together. This is his family. It's his responsibility to make sure that there's some kind of comfort for you, that you feel safe, that you feel protected, that you don't feel like somebody's trying you. And so I'm a little bit confused about the fact that she's in a relationship with this person and he's obviously there. And, you know, you're getting these kind of conversations, but there's not a gap where that person is correcting said behavior or speaking up on your behalf. I'm a little bit confused so far at how you were just this innocent, you know, bystanding victim, and you're just standing around and she's just, you know, going full throttle on you in the exact manner that you're saying that she is, and nobody said anything about it. That's weird to me.
After that, we were at a park. After that, I went to the park trail and I walked around to calm my nerves, because when people keep pressing the buttons, I don't have my patience. So I come back and everybody's like, oh, we're taking the family photo now. So I'm like, okay, cool. I stand in the front, but on the end. So like, I'm barely in the photo anyway. And his mama is barking orders like a drill sergeant. She's like, you need to go here. You need to stay here. You come up front, yada, yada, yada. So I'm in the photo. I'm way on the end, like I said. And she's like, oh no, baby, you're blocking the view. You need to move all the way to the back. Mind you, I'm short. I'm 5'3". Like, I'm not gonna be in the way of anybody. I'm looking around like nobody's even behind me.
It sounds to me so far that this mother is like Devo. Like, it's like she, you know, she is like the controlling one in the family. Every family has one. Every family has that one that's controlling, that starts barking orders, that starts telling people what they need to do and what they don't need to do. And the difference is, when people are coming in, is how people approach the conversation to protect whatever person that they brought into that equation. And again, you being a plus one, and you know, you being an addition to that situation, it's weird to me that all people surrounding this situation, that nobody wasn't coming to your defense, nobody wasn't saying anything, nobody wasn't like, girl, stop talking to her like that, girl, don't act like that, why are you like, there's no rated.
What are you talking about? So I moved to the back because I'm not trying to make any more drama with this lady. I'm tired of it. I'm getting to that thin line point, and I just moved. And then I moved to the back, and then why does she stop the photographer and say, hold on? She walks up to me and she looks at me and points her finger in my face, and she's like, why why are you still not in the right spot? Why can't you follow simple orders? And before I can even stop myself, the words were already out my mouth. I was just like, I see why my man don't like to be around you. You're controlling. You're controlling and you're a narcissist, just like he said. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but no, that's you for real. And there's nothing wrong with I'm standing. And then she walks like right here next to my face and she's like, how dare you disrespect me? You don't know me. You don't know who the you're talking to.
I hate to say it, and I might get a little backlash. I might, people might disagree, and you're more than welcome to disagree with me. But she don't have to be right. She don't have to be respectful. She don't have to be doing the right things. And I think I can get into that conversation about the mother in a second. But you having respect for your man, you should be having that. You should extend that respect for him, not because that person is worthy of you to respect them, not because maybe she's not trying you or disrespecting you or dissing you, whatever the case is, but the fact that you are in a relationship with him and you know that that's his mother, regardless, because y'all could break up tomorrow, he can get with somebody else, that's still gonna be his mom, right? Clearly, if he's going to the family reunion, whether he spends not a lot of time with her or whatever, every holiday, family event, reunion, whatever, that's gonna be who his mama is. So crossing that boundary and, just being disrespectful and then using her son's words at her that he told you in confidence, I think that was wrong. I think it was wrong. I think it was disrespectful to your spouse, right? Because, again, you're using the words that he gave you in confidence against his own mother, and I think it's then also disrespectful that you are speaking in this type of manner. You see, from me, my personal opinion, from the game, I would have been ready to go.
Our body doesn't need to be fixed. Our body doesn't need one supplement after the other of filling in the gap. When our body,
I'm not even going to be, be enough and talk about, I need to be in the family picture. I don't want to be in the family picture. From the get-go of that situation, if I felt a certain way, I'm going to speak to my spouse and I'm going to be leaving. I don't need to be around these people that bad. It's better that you leave before it escalates, before you over there going toe-to-toe with this woman, and that's her family. So regardless of if she's right, wrong, or indifferent, they're going to side with her ultimately because that's their family.
There you go.
I said, you don't know me either. You don't know me either, and you're treating me like a weirdo. Before I even knew what was happening, she pushed the out of me. So my mind is already blacked out, okay? I just get up and I start hitting her.
She's dead wrong for doing that, okay? She's dead wrong for doing a lot of things. It sounds like she is, obviously, the mother-in-law is very controlling. Sounds like she likes to be the center of attention. Sounds like she doesn't like when people don't listen to her direction or take her lead, and people like that like to be the center of attention at all costs, right? So whether it's negative attention, positive attention, they don't mind as long as their voice is the loudest. And so there's a lot of wrongdoings that she had. Her putting her hands on you, regardless of the conversations you were having, obviously that person is not emotionally intelligent. She's obviously very immature, and she obviously thinks that she can do whatever she pleases with, and nobody's going to it, because obviously they let her do that for so long. My issue is that if you went there with your spouse, okay, your man, how did it get to curse words and pushing with him not stopping anything to protect you or de-escalate the situation or anything like that? And the reason why that is very vitally important is because women like this will get into these situations and handle all this stuff, and I got it, and nobody gotta worry about me, and he don't gotta protect me, and then years down the line, when you and his mama still have issues and y'all still can't get along, and he's still not standing in the gap for you, and now he's taking the kids over there and you're not invited or you're being mistreated, it causes a big fiasco.
Yeah.
Again, in my personal opinion, the first steps should have been, let me go pull him to the side and talk to him and see if he doesn't see what I'm seeing. And if he doesn't see it and he doesn't check it, we gotta go.
Because you're not just about to put your hands on me. That's just not what's going to happen. You can talk to me any type of way, don't put your hands on me. So we ended up on the ground because my mind went blank. All I see was red. And she falls backwards. When I go up to hit her, she falls backwards. So now the family members pulling us both up off the floor, pulling us apart. Family reunion over, honey. It's over with. My boyfriend, mind you, he's with me the whole entire time. Like, I never mentioned him, but he was literally with me the whole entire time, trying to tell her to calm the down.
I'm not gonna lie, boyfriend makes it even worse. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to negate anything. I don't know how long they've been together or whatever the case. But you going, all this stuff, and you guys aren't even, married yet or engaged yet or, locked in to a certain degree. I think that's wild. I think that's too much. And him trying to tell her to calm down is very different than him restraining her, him pulling her back, him standing in between you and her so she can't swing on you or put her hand in your face and all that. That's two very different things. And I have to bring this awareness because these traits are very important. If you want to be with this person for the long haul, marry them, whatever, these are very important things because if he is not standing in the gap to cover you and protect you, even against his mother, if she's in the wrong, y'all gonna be the same ones coming to the internet, bashing men, complaining, divorcing, doing all these things, talking about, oh, these men don't protect and provide anymore. Like,
but as I'm being pulled away, we're both walking, okay? We're walking away from her in the situation. We're about to basically leave. And then my boyfriend, he's like, yo, I'm turned around. So she's running up while he's saying that. He's trying to stop her. She ends up grabbing the back of my hair and pulling me down backwards. And then we're fighting again.
So ghetto.
So my man was in the middle, but he ain't gonna keep getting hit. He getting hit from both angles.
Why is he getting hit from both angles? Why aren't you able to see the pressure that he's under and, retreat from the situation? Again, prevention is always better than cure. Why you didn't leave from the beginning? If you know that you don't have no patience, if you know that you have low tolerance for foolishness, why you didn't leave from the beginning when she was yelling at you about some deviled eggs? Like, I'm trying to figure out, why didn't you go to him, talk to him? Because basically what you're telling me from this second part of the situation is that he can't control his mama or you.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens.
See, brother, what I'm trying to.
Shop weekly deals at your store or at walgreens.com.
It's becoming like you guys are more similar than you guys are actually not alike. Because if you're both out of control, if you have low patience and she have low patience, if he can't stop you and he can't stop her, that's a similarity to me. You're not showing no difference. You're not showing that you're any different from this lady.
Everybody else is all the way back where we first fought at. So it's just me, him, and his mama. I'm doing the best I can, okay? I'm doing the best I can. And I figured, hell, if you gonna keep coming after me after the fight, we already done. I'm done. I got to kick you. I gotta use any tool I got to. So I get one last kick here, okay? Right here in her neck. I don't know if she can breathe after that.
I don't know if this is an overly exaggerated story. I don't know if this is exactly what happened. I'm not sure because I just, it's hard for me to believe that y'all standing up and you kicked this lady in her neck. Like, I don't know. I ain't never seen that before. I never seen it.
I don't know. I don't care. But that was that. And now I can't go back. I can't go back. But I don't know. I don't know what it is still. I don't know why she don't like me. She hasn't liked me from the beginning. It was something about what I post on Instagram. Go to my Instagram. I don't post nothing, okay? I don't post nothing bad, nothing all out. I'm regular. I don't know if it was one of those mom-son jealousy type of relationships. I don't understand. You know how the mamas be jealous, weird. But, yeah. I can be wrong all I want to. I'm not finna get whooped on. No.
It don't matter why she don't like you. I'm gonna be honest. It don't matter why she don't like you. The lady obviously just don't like you. Okay, some people they don't vibe. They just don't get along. They see somebody, the person comes around, and you're just not her cup of tea. Or maybe she thought that, sometimes there'd be an ex that the mom likes, and they prefer that ex with their son, and so when you come around, it doesn't matter all the good things that you could try to do, she's not going to like you. But that's not your job. Your job is to be yourself, be kind, be respectful on behalf of him, and it's his job to bridge that gap. That's his responsibility, because that's his family that you're entering into. And if she was acting funny style or whatever, like I said, you should have been left. You should have been gone. Because like I said, this is your boyfriend. That's going to be a very tough situation. There's a lot of situations where people are married and the wife and the mother-in-law do not get along. It's natural, it happens, but it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy situation, because it becomes a space where you have to kind of like isolate yourself from that situation. If she don't like you and you guys have kids, you don't want to send your kids over there, because if she don't like you, maybe she gonna take something out on your kids. Like, it just becomes this whole messy situation for absolutely no reason, when in hindsight, all you had to do from the get-go was, after she was yelling at you about the eggs, go right up to her son, your man, and say, excuse me, can I talk to you about something for a second? Explain to him exactly what happened and let him handle that situation. And if he did not handle it in the way that you thought was necessary, or if something happened again, you say you're ready to go. Because you'll never win going against one person in the family. Because all it's going to take is for you to get into a little tiff with somebody else, and the whole family going to be like, oh, you see, that's why her and so-and-so was right, because look how he act. Oh, so-and-so. It's just mess. Extra mess added for no reason. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this entire crazy situation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.
No ads, no ads, no ads. King Shot brings you endless fun without any breaks. It's totally free.
Yeah, y'all, I'm trying to figure out why I'm in the middle of Miami. Literally at what time?
It's 12:44.
At 12:44, we go to a club called Mona. Do you know this club told me I'm too dark and too thick? Didn't let her in because she's too thick. Dark.
Bitches have audacity.
What's really going on, Miami? All too dark to get in the club? Yeah, no. Somebody need to let me know what's going on in Miami. Seriously.
Let me rewind this. I just want to see this one more time, because I want to see her homegirls too. Because she showed herself, and that kind of, said a lot to me in particular. But I just want to see it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I'm in the middle of Miami. Literally at what time?
It's 12:44.
At 12:44, we go to a club called Mona. Do you know this club told me I'm too dark and too thick?
Oh, it went straight through the red light.
This is gonna be like because I'm a different person. You know what I'm saying? I'm much nicer now, and I don't know how to have this conversation in truth and still make sure that we're communicating effectively. And I think that the biggest thing is that even if you look at her homegirl in the background, check it out.
Didn't let her in.
So is her homegirl too dark also? I don't think that that's what it is, honestly. I don't think it has anything to do with color. And again, we only get one side of the story, so it's easy to draw a conclusion just based off of what somebody says. But I don't believe that we're getting the whole story. I believe that the whole story is that there has to be a certain aesthetic. We're going to use our words. We're going to move past room 9 over into high school, college level communication right now, very carefully. I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think it has everything to do with your aesthetic. I think it has everything to do with your aura, your vibe. And if anybody has ever been to Miami or lived in Miami, and I'm not talking about the outer parts of Miami, I'm talking about the core, the club areas, even South Beach, Miami Beach, and all of that, you understand that that is a playground. It is a place for visitors to come, and it is a playground for basically the people of who's who has all of the money and the resources inside of the United States of America. And it's just like any networking environment, you have to fit a narrative in order to be accepted. Otherwise, you're not it. And I think that that's warranted, because if they are looking to attract the highest of the high, because we become so liberal in the United States of America that we can't be honest with ourselves, and we have to then accept everybody instead of being honest about what it is that we want, what it is that we like, and whether or not we want to actually be around them. And if you are in the club area, this is not a job, this is not your office, this is not your home, this is not your neighborhood, this ain't your HOA board, this is a club. And me personally, I don't even go to clubs. Why? Because it's beyond me. I've outgrown it. I've grown into a different space to where the environments that I congregate around is largely based off of like people that are in my same sphere already. My network is, oh, we all going in a certain direction. I just had a rooftop party literally 2 days ago in DC, and it was lit, and it was all based off of vibes. But when you're talking about Miami, when you're talking about going down to South Beach, when you're talking about South Florida, you're talking about the who's who, and in order for them to get people to spend a certain amount of money, they don't want to go into a club and see a certain type of environment. And I don't think it has anything to do with their color. I think it has more to do with their size, if we just gonna be honest. I think it has everything to do with size. Her homegirl right there is not a small puppy. You know, she didn't get in. And I think that if you care for yourself a little bit differently, you have to probably start to pick up the fork and put down the knives and the spoons, then you will probably get a different type of vibe. You got to be a certain weight. You got to be a certain way if you're a woman. If you're a guy, they discriminate against us too, right? Because you got to have a certain amount of money. We can't go in and say, well, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have a certain amount of money, we should still be able to get in. No, it's discriminatory based off of, and I hate to say that word, but it's a valid word. It's discriminatory based off of whether or not you got whatever it is in order to impress or create a certain vibe, and that's the way that they determine who they want to be in there, because they try to create a certain environment. And that's just the way that it is. I don't know why everybody is confused about this. This is not rocket science. Like, our eyes don't work, right?
I saw this girl post on TikTok about how she got denied free entry from a club in Miami based off of a few factors, and I would like to shed some light on this as somebody that works in Miami nightlife and does have a situation like this occur regularly. I do want to preface this video by saying I don't want to discredit her and her experience in the slightest. She is entitled to share her story and entitled to feel the way she feels. However, there was some misinformation said, and that's not because of her, but it's because of what somebody told her, so let's go over it. Also, I do not work for this club. I have never even stepped foot in there, so I was not a part of the situation. I don't know the girl. I just saw it on TikTok. She goes up to the front of the club, and the club was like, you cannot get in on a guest list. You cannot get in free entry. You can pay to get in. They ask why. The club was like, because you are too thick. Then they're walking away, whatever, and a promoter, quote unquote, goes up to them. It's like, oh, do you want to know the truth why you didn't get in? You didn't get in because, yeah, you're too big and you're also too dark.
Trust is being able to let go. And every day, millions of businesses come to us and do just that, knowing they're in the hands of the most trusted shipping brand. We hold on so you can let go. UPS, be unstoppable.
The first time we visited El Paso, I was surprised at how unique the city is. There's just lots of little corners that you get to explore and discover while you're here.
It was through a West Texas road trip that I realized Waco Tanks was so...
What? I guarantee...
Okay. Some more context. So the promoter is the one that said it. They tried to make it seem like it was a club. The club was like, yo, if you want to get in because you don't fit a certain narrative, you're going to have to pay. And now it makes more sense. Okay. Typical fatigue, but we gonna get there.
To you that man was not a fucking promoter. He just lied straight to her fucking face, because any man nowadays in Miami will be like, oh, I'm a promoter. And they really just like know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and they really just fucking work at FedEx. Like, relax. Like, don't fucking piss me off. I guarantee you he only said that just to make her feel bad, and he was just like, men here just fucking lie. Like, they just lie. So it's like, don't ever trust a man. He told her that she's too dark and that she's too big. I will say, in terms of the big part, Miami clubs have that requirement. You cannot be big. You cannot be too thick. Like,
that's normal.
They have a specific.
And just for context, I actually lived down there over the winters, multiple different winters. One time I lived down there for like almost 5 months, four and a half to almost 5 months. So I am familiar somewhat of the culture down there. And I actually lived in the thick of it.
However, never, ever, ever, ever has it been, oh, you're too dark. And I feel like I've worked in the industry long enough to notice that the Miami clubs has such a big diversity. There are so many different types of people going at the club.
You bad as hell. You bad as hell.
Free. Like, as long as your pretty body is like on the slim side, fit side, or you just have like a nice looking shape to you, they will let you in for free. Literally,
so they wanted to get in for free.
Diversity is fucking crazy, and a club will never deny you because of colorism. Like, never. And I know a lot of people are going to be in the comments like, oh, that's not true. Like, you're just lying. You're lying. I'm like, no. I literally bring so many different types of women to the club, and they're all beautiful and they're all gorgeous. They're just not big. I know it sounds crazy to say out loud, but I'm just being blunt and transparent. Like,
and that makes sense. Okay. And that's what I said from the very beginning. It makes sense that there's a size requirement, or else you're gonna have to pay, because they want to let girls in free that bring a certain aesthetic so that they can attract the guys that's gonna spend all of the money. But if you're going down there to get into a place free and you ain't got no money, and then you want to complain because they didn't let you in because they want to make you pay, then that's an entirely different conversation. All right, so now we can start having this conversation in truth. Let me know what y'all think. I'm always going to link back to the content creators because it's the right thing to do regardless of whether I agree with them or not. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm sure y'all going to have something to say about this.
With 3-day grace period, US Cellular Prepaid keeps you connected to what matters most.
For just $10.99 each, you can mix and match any medium 2-topping Parmesan stuffed crust pizzas at Domino's. We stuff our delicious pan pizza dough with melted.
Thousands. What about us?
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So if you guys are unaware of what's going on in the new saga of, Peter Gunz and his baby mamas, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up to speed. So if you guys are unaware, rapper Peter Gunz.
Blessed with flows that keep it hooked like dope. Friends call me Guns, sons call me Trife. This guy crazy game.
Was actually on a show called Love and Hip Hop New York. And during that show, it showcased his tumultuous relationship he had with his kid's mother, Tara, as well as his relationship with singer Amina Butterfly.
And I used to be married to the one and only Peter Gunz sitting right here. I'm Tara Wallace, and I used to date Peter. We were on Love and Hip Hop.
So ever since then, people have already been all up in their business of the tumultuous relationship. Him going back and forth, like I said, between the mother of his children and Amina. The fact that he married Amina, even though he had more kids with Tara. And even at one point, the two of, Peter Gunz's women were actually pregnant at the exact same time.
How did it feel knowing that Tara is going to be the last person to have one of Peter's children? But she's not the last person that has her baby. Who? What does that mean? I'm pregnant.
So there's always been some kind of foolishness going on. Well, most recently, Amina Butterfly posted on her social media that she is actually now homeless, and it caused so much conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and press play, then pause play, and give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on this entire situation.
Day one, waking up in Germany after losing our home in LA. Me and my kids moved out of place, put our stuff in storage, or most of it in the trash, but some of it in the storage, and we don't have a home, y'all. But guess what? Thank God for family, because we're in Germany with my family, and we're going to be here till I figure it out, because I will, as I always do. But the last couple of years have been so rough, working my butt off, not making enough money, end up losing my place. And now we're staying with family until I know what I can figure out what's next.
So this is a problem that a lot of people had, right? Again, I'm letting you guys know what's going on. Amina Butterfly is a singer. She has been a singer, right? She was on the platform Love and Hip Hop. Now, I don't know the type of checks that she was cashing when she was working on that platform, Love and Hip Hop. But they had a very spicy season, right? I already detailed to you all of the stuff that was going on back and forth between Peter, her, and Tara. Now, Peter Gunz actually ended up marrying Tara, and it wasn't really a slight to his children's mother. It's that he was working with Amina as an artist, and she is from Germany originally, and that was the way that she could, I guess, stay there. I don't know. That was the conversation that's been surrounded by it, right? Now, people have an issue with the fact that Amina has come onto TikTok and stated that her and her kids are homeless. Number one being the reason that she's actually staying with family. Okay, so in the era that we're in right now, in inflation being high and people having real financial difficulties, the fact that you're on social media claiming to be homeless when there are actual people out there who do not have anywhere to go, okay? They don't have a family to call. They don't have shelter, warmth, blankets, pillows, running water, heat, air conditioning. Like the fact that you even were able to purchase a plane ticket to get you and your children from LA to Germany in itself, like people are like, how dare you, try to get a certain level of sympathy from people when, again, you are clearly not in a dire state like other people are. That's number one. The next issue is that a lot of people have a problem with the fact that sometimes these people go onto reality television and they act as though they cannot ever get into a space to get another job or find another form of income if they are in spaces that are not necessarily panning out for them in a certain way. So this is all the backlash that she receives, but she kept going in the conversation.
And don't ask me what that is, because everybody's like, so what's the plan? I have no idea. I needed to freaking clear my head so I can come up with a plan. And all I know is we're happy, we're healthy, powerful, we're capable, and there's so much opportunity out there. And sometimes losing something is only taking you to the next place that you're meant to be. So see what life has got in store for us. No, but seriously, I threw my whole life in the trash. 80% of what we own, and I didn't own anything valuable anyway to begin with, but it feels very good to not have much, but have what's important, which is love. Never been materialistic anyway, and I only want what's valuable to me. Stay tuned for what's next.